So, how's the process coming along? Well, that's easy for you to say. You don't quite have the personal stake that I do in all this. I suppose that's why it's so easy for you to hire out the dirty work, isn't it? That depends. Are you going to stop calling me mortal?
Okay, you want to explain what in the Blue-Billed anime that was? I started feeling like I was turning into Linguini, and then everything went black for like a minute? It was really weird.
And I already told you, there might be visual glitches. So relax.
That doesn't seem so much like a visual glitch as like a physical one, you know?
Visual, physical, same fucking difference really, especially when there's no actual harm done.
Let me just make sure that I got all these details right, because I'm putting this into my system and I'm not coming up with anything. So you said he was invisible, right?
Yeah, and Boon called him some kind of devil god. I just want to make sure he's not rolling with, you know.
Machine Gun Kelly?
What? No! I just want to make sure this isn't, you know, Elias related.
Relax, I'm joking. It's almost definitely not going to be Elias related. Still, if they're claiming to be a god, that might be true. A lot of gods that I've encountered are invisible.
Wait a minute, hold up. You dealing with
Jake, I'm a superhero. I deal with a ton of shit. Gods are probably one of the less common ones. In fact, most invisible things that I deal with are just meme force related. So I guess it's not really that surprising that there's a god that's outside of my database. Although, was there anything specific claimed by the god other than, you know, just being a god?
Nah, but he didn't seem to want me to stick around. You don't think this is related to that whole world reset thing that Boon keeps harping on about, do you?
So you punched the tiger. You apparently broke reality?
You know he did punch a tiger.
Knocking out a tiger with one punch is not something a normal person could do. You have something you're completely unaware of. If reality got broken in such a way that had to be remade entirely, I imagine that bits from before reality was broken would be gone.
I don't know Wolfram's training about self-tape.
You okay?
We gotta go. Like, now.
This should be the right place. This should be the right place. The orb's definitely there. I have no doubts about that. The unfortunate thing here is that it's occupied by more people than I was expecting. Even more than the one I was hoping wouldn't be here. They're rather powerful presences too. But all that means is that I need to give myself the advantage.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I'd imagine that a residential power grid would probably have difficulty with whatever kind of supercomputer it would take to alter reality.
Shut up, nerd. My mainframe's fine. I'm just thinking about the fact that you're gonna have difficulty completing that commentary. Could have sworn the weather forecast said it was supposed to be partly cloudy.
I mean, yeah, unless you've got some way on your mainframe for me to see the video, record my lines, edit everything, then it's gonna be pretty impossible for me to finish.
Oh, that's his name. Fuck. Oh, right. Dumbass. Yeah, I'm on a separate power source that's connected straight to the divinity. Of course I wouldn't trust a mortal power supply. Are you kidding me? Just connect your shit and we'll get back to it.
I feel like I should have several questions at this moment, but I have a feeling if I ask any of them, you're just going to answer with your mother.
Hey, you're finally catching on. Oh, hey, would you look at that? The power's back on. Isn't that great? Fantastic for you. Get the fuck off my grid now.
Well, wait a minute. What if the power just shuts back off again? Isn't there like a storm or something?
Yeah, turns out partly cloudy is both the dude's name and the weather forecast. Look, don't ask me. His parents are apparently idiots. You should be fine. It was probably a squirrel or something.
No, that sounded like lightning. That did not sound like a squirrel.
Oh, and how would you know?
I'm from the south. If there's one thing I know, it's the sound of a squirrel getting into a power converter.
Whatever. Just hook your shit back up to your own shit. Whatever it is, it's clearly gone now.
You're kidding. A backup power supply connected directly to... Since when does he have access to... Suppose he's a little bit more powerful than I anticipated. Fine, I guess the old-fashioned tactic will just have to work. It's just all the more reason he doesn't need the damn Dorb anyway.
You know, to my last recollection, I could have sworn that you were in jail.
Interesting seeing you here, prosecutor.
Mr. Stormblood, the case is long over. Which kind of brings me back to my original statement, actually. To my recollection, you were, in fact, put in prison for your crimes. And it's far too early for even a parole hearing, much less for you to get parole, if this is what you're doing with your time outside of the prison.
Here I thought you would have been one of the early ones to know what happened at Federal United Corrections. Did they not tell you about the explosion?
They did. But they also told me that all the prisoners that escaped were recaptured. I mean, other than Boon's frame job, but, you know.
What kind of a name is Boon? That sounds like something someone would use as a fake handle online. Anyway, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. They miscounted.
So, you're willing to admit that you should be there, but aren't?
Yes, that would technically be correct. Although I would imagine recapture of an incarcerated subject falls a bit out of your job description. District Attorney Shore.
A citizen's arrest isn't?
Then I'd like to see you try. Gregory, we've got to... Wait. Fuck. Shit. What was my goddamn line? I don't know. Something about the bite of 87, maybe. Wait, I remember now. Purple Hippo.
You want to run that by me one more time? This is starting to sound like the time the Doodle put fox ears on my head for some reason.
I know. Hear me out, though. I remember the hippo guy told me something about Boon's training.
It reminds me of a time I was speaking to my good friend Orville. We were sitting on a park bench watching the pigeons. I was on the left, he was on the... Oh wait, was I on the right or left? Anyways, it doesn't matter. We were sitting on there watching the pigeons. And I said to Orville, "Friend, those birds are frozen." And he kind of looked at me like I lost my mind. But I reminded him that it was winter, you know, and often birds will sit in a tree until they freeze. And then they sort of fall to the ground until the sun warms up and they can, move around again. So I said to Orville, "You might as well save those breadcrumbs until the birds thaw, because they can't very well enjoy them in the condition they're in." To which he asked what I meant, and asking what condition the crumbs should be in before he threw them to the birds, assuming that I meant the birds couldn't enjoy the breadcrumbs in the condition that the crumbs were in, when in fact I had meant the birds could not enjoy them in the condition that the birds were in, considering that the birds were frozen. So he took a moment and then threw his last handful onto the ground. I said to him, "Orville, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when I just told you they're frozen?" To which he responded, The breadcrumbs are not frozen. Again, misunderstanding my words. I didn't mean to say that the breadcrumbs were frozen when I said I told you they're frozen. I'd been referring to the birds. You know, in hindsight, what I should have said was, and this would make perfect sense, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when the birds are frozen? He misunderstood upon my correction, stating that he didn't know what else to do with the breadcrumbs and that perhaps, when the birds thawed, they'd still be able to eat the crumbs. So I said to Orville, and this is what I said to him, I said, Orville, the birds may be dead.
Okay, I'm having trouble figuring out what that has to do with, anything going on here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So since I had just done a commentary recently with Boon, I figured that the best way to handle this would be to calmly and rationally ask for him to elaborate. What in the flying fuck are you talking about? I'm out here trying to ask you questions so that I can prevent a world-ending crisis, and you're over here talking about Tyson chicken or some shit.
Would you like some tea?
No!
Your loss. It's really good tea. Ooh, you ever mix it with lemonade? Like do half tea, oh, it's really good. You should try it. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. Sometimes you can be so sure that you're correct, but either you missed a detail that was there the whole time, or maybe even it was just impossible to have all of the information because, well, the information didn't exist for you to know the real answer. A lot of people assume that every story is structured with a beginning, a middle, and an ending, but that's not necessarily true. Some stories never really end. After all, just look at Cody Rhodes.
He's like a wrestling guy, right? I think I heard Boon mention him once.
I suppose that hasn't happened yet. Well, I guess I just gave kind of a bad example then. Then again, examining the ending of the story isn't really all that important to the point that I'm making. If I'm making a point at all. No, I suppose the more theoretically important aspect would be to look at the beginning or the middle. The people at the end don't always remember how something began, and oftentimes when you're listening to a story, the aspect that a lot of people want to pay attention to is both the beginning and the ending. They leave the strongest impression on people. But what happens in between those parts gets muddled, blurry. So sometimes a person may need to ask if they even exist in the first place, and sometimes they don't need to. It's not necessarily important what part of the story you're on, especially if all the story does is continue. Take yourself, for example. You're Wolfram the Third. Your father was Wolfram the Second, your grandfather, Wolfram the First. So, your grandfather's story ended, but that wasn't the ending of your family's story. In fact, if anything, it was just the beginning for your father, and the same with your father to you. And someday, you may give the title to someone else, and then that will be their story. And for that matter, there's stories within stories oftentimes, and really oftentimes the details just get lost in one another. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not in the slightest, my dude!
You seem like a very intelligent young man. I believe you will, eventually.
And I think I have. It kind of just clicked what he was talking about.
Cool. That just leaves, like, an important question or two. Namely, why the fuck didn't he just tell you?
Oh, simple. I just wouldn't have believed him. I would have dismissed him as some crazy old man because he was going to tell me things to go against things that I thought that I knew, but there was actually no way for me to be aware that I was wrong. I didn't stop Boon from using the Orb of Chaos. In fact, if anything, I led him directly to it.
Get up, Mr. Shore. I know you're not dead from just that.
I would imagine that you'd be more likely to underestimate me. Yet here you are presuming that I can tank a lightning strike. After all, Mr. Stormblood, I am just an attorney.
You can cut the shit with me, Planeswalker. I'm not fooled. I've met at least one of your type before. You send off a very unique electrical impulse. Although that kind of raises another question. You seem to be more than willing to take matters in consideration for my own incarceration into your own hands. Right down to trying to recapture me yourself. That is quite a bit more dedication and passion than I would expect from a simple district attorney.
What can I say? I care about my job.
Enough passion to be tracking down one of the top 5 most wanted criminals on this planet by yourself with no backup. And enough endurance to be able to go toe-to-toe with that particular criminal, who's known for being able to snap his fingers and obliterate people. But then again, part of that isn't true, is it? Your backup just hasn't arrived yet.
It's a bonfire. Turn the lights out.
Ayo, Henry, what's good?
Yeah, we've got a problem.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Can we talk about the fact that you're just bros with the district attorney?
He knows I can hear him, right?
Hold up a second, H-Dog. Babe, I don't really get what the issue is here.
Well, it's not so much that it's an issue, just that I wasn't expecting it.
Hey, not to butt in, but this doesn't seem like the appropriate time. We've got an emergency over here, and...
If anything, it's probably kind of beneficial for, you know.
Okay, I take it you didn't tell him I'm already aware of his secret identity.
We can talk more about this later. What's the deal, H?
Code Green, Boone's house. Get here as quick as you can. I'll hold him off.
You can't be serious.
Okay, Jake, you know I don't like it when you ask if someone's being serious. That typically means some shit's going down.
He's literally about to try to fry the house. I'm gonna hold him off as long as I can. You get here as quick as possible.
We're already on the way.
Jake? Are you okay?
Remember when you said you didn't think this was Elias related?
Hello?
Yes, hello. I'm trying to get in contact with a partly cloudy.
Yes, this is he.
Ha! I got your phone number, bitch.
Yeah, I imagine so if you're calling me. Is this about the Deal or No Deal thing? I told you I'm not interested in hosting the one on the island. Can't you get that Joe guy or whatever to do it?
More like Joe Mama.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Mana? No, Manganiello. That was it. Yeah, get him to do it.
Pardon me, Chad, we have a bit of a situation.
You yell in a brain. Must have let me.
Wait, holy crap. crap, is that doodle tones of the commentary community?
It certainly wouldn't be advisable. We're approaching the Ouroboros trigger, and we have complications outside. Various intervening forces.
Hey, partly sentient, check your texts.
Alright, just gotta get to the messenger app. Hang on just a second. Okay, there we go.
Does that look familiar to ya?
Oh, yeah, that's SpongeBob.
No, I put your IP address in the image, you fucking dumbass!
Oh, that's not my IP address. See, I use NordVPN. Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and you could be
You have
exploited by
got
hackers.
to be fucking kidding
NordVPN
me.
allows you to change
All right,
your IP
well,
address
now
to
that
make it
you've
harder
failed
to track
miserably
you
at that, do you think maybe we could get back to focusing on the task at hand? I believe we were trying to extract some memories from someone, and on top of that, we've got a fight going on outside, and apparently the dynamically gay duo are on their way here.
Are showing my IP
Look at
address.
this open, I'll look at my system, I will-
But hey, NordVPN does
Okay,
actually
so you're just going to make me do all the hard work while you debate losers online, then?
on the channel.
Scopes that I'd figure is well,
Send us
you'll
an
see
email
that
if
I
you really want.
if it's
Probably
no
really
we
cheap
know
if you don't have a
no
whole
we if I don't know not if I think we here for only girlfriend and I we should open it my suicide be self-definitely the version and that's having else so much
Okay, fine. I get it. I'll be back in a little bit, I guess.
Hey, so have you ever seen the anime Fruits Basket?
I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, the Hobby Lobby has now disappeared. It seems like a bunch of buildings are disappearing around the city, and roads on top of that. It's weird. It's almost like this crazy, glitchy thing is going on. Honestly, it would probably look really good in some kind of movie or TV show, but I bet it would be too high budget, so they'd have some dumbass news reporter just talk about it happening anyway.
I swear, that Cameron Kirk guy is such a tool.
And you're absolutely sure that what's going on at Boon's house is related to this, right? I mean, look, I know I got personal shit going on there, but I don't want that to take priority over whatever the fuck all this is.
Babe, trust me, it's 100% relevant. I don't know why Elias is there, but the point is that he's in the same place where all of this is happening. So we're gonna have to take care of both of them anyway.
Hey, Dale, you missed the turn on exit 45.
What the fuck are you talking about? There is no
What? I figured since you were coming to me, I could just head your way instead. You know, meet in the middle.
Okay, wait a minute. So Soraya's the cause of all this then?
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but basically yes.
That's a very interesting choice of phrasing. One that kind of convinces me you may know more than you're letting on. So tell me, dog slut, how much have you figured out?
Oh, hell no. You ain't saying that about my man right now. I'm about to whoop your spectral ass back into the afterlife, bitch.
Jake, relax. Because I know enough to know that if she's here without the orb, this is bait.
Huh. And here I thought you'd be as dumb as that useless father of yours. Alright, fine, I'll admit to it. Yes, I am here specifically as a distraction. But you, Wolfram the Third, savior of the city. Let me ask you an important question. Can you afford to ignore me? Can you afford to just let my presence here slide and go on to whatever you want to deal with the orb? Knowing what I could do unchecked?
Jake, head ahead to Boon's house and tell him that he needs to say the name Soraya while holding the orb again.
Hey, funny fireman, one more thing.
Not now. This is like actually really important. I would figure that you probably know that.
I do. I'm very aware of the stakes of the shit going on here right now. Both your personal stakes and the overall stakes. You seem, quite a bit more human than the last time that I saw you. That's good. That's good.
What are you talking about? We met just a little while ago. That's a weird way of...
I suppose that reminder was rather helpful, wasn't it?
You son of a bitch!
Calm yourself, Jacob. I'm here for the exact same reason you are. To fix the damage caused by the use of the Orb of Chaos. I'll simply deal with the repair, and you go inside and get out of a personal situation. I have a funny feeling that Elias has his own plans in regards to it.
Much as I hate to admit it, you're right. There's bigger fish to fry than my fucking beef with you. But let it be known, I'll deal with your ass later.
Yep. Later. Always later.
Hey, I can, like, hear your maniacal laughing from over here. This really isn't that big of a yard, you know. So what's the joke?
You know, I wasn't exactly expecting you to let the bitch off of his leash. Are you really that...
You're about to close your 10-ply wannabe Onryo gap right about now.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
I said fucking zip. 1, nobody calls Jacob a bitch but me. Do you understand that? Don't answer. 2, keep the idea of my father out of your fucking mouth. Jacob's physical strikes may not be able to do shit to your spectral ass, but guess what, bitch? My magic can. Shut up, I'm not done. 3, you want to distract me? I have questions for you. Questions that I would advise you to answer openly and honestly. If not, you probably already know how experienced I am in being able to move a fight wherever the fuck I need that fight to go, including to Boone's house if necessary. Your distraction will mean nothing. Speak.
I just wanted to make sure that you were done. I can answer the questions that you have if you really want me to, if that will keep you away from the situation that I want you away from. But I should warn you, you may not like the answers you hear.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to getting answers that I don't like. So, let's start with the basics. I already know Soraya's not your name. I know that somehow the actions you took got attached to that name through history, and we'll cover that later, but first, what's your real name?
Little boy, you really are treading into territory that you do not fully understand. Ariel LaFleur. Oh. Based on that reaction, I guess you recognize it. Interesting, that's 2 of you that remember more than you should.
The fuck?
Okay, second question.
Oh, would you look at that? I'm afraid your time is up.
You're kidding. There's, like, no way it's been more than a few minutes.
My apologies. Dale, was it? I really don't know what to tell you here, though. I mean, between you feeling the need to tell me what to do, and then you gawking at finding out what my real name is, the plan's already been put in motion, far beyond what you could really interfere with. So I suppose I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
Okay, so what are we waiting on again?
Just relax, she'll be here any second. She knows what's good for her.
Sorry I'm late. Pinky's kind of the talkative sort. Now then, Mr. Slayer, was it?
Wait, so Soraya's involved in this?
Oh my god, I can't believe you still think that's her actual name.
You mean it's not?
Oh my god, your memory is so me damn fucked.
Okay, how about instead of making fun of me for that, you just give a little bit of clarification to explain what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, come on, it's funny. Okay, fine. Right, you see, Boon, I couldn't help but notice all those weird spots in your memories. Ones that shouldn't be there after the last world regeneration, as a matter of fact. It's, kind of fine, though, don't worry. I'm just gonna run some numbers and, reset the data. But I think what's causing it is, an information loop that's going on in your mind.
A loop that I happen to have been able to identify and can verify needs to be closed once and for all. Continue the commentary as normal, but this time without the distractions.
Oh, what if we cut to what somebody else is doing before the next interjection? Because this is actually where the chapter is supposed to end and the next chapter is supposed to begin. And we can make it flow a little better if we do it like that. Would that be okay? Would that be an acceptable thing to do?
Oh, come sit down, Mr. Shore. Have a cup of coffee, maybe. Just because we're in this standoff with one another doesn't mean that we can't be civil about it.
I'll pass.
My, such tension. Is that normal for you? Because it really shouldn't be. Rather unhealthy.
Or maybe the fact that this situation isn't stressful for you is the unusual aspect to all this.
Why would I be stressed? I'm the one in control of this situation, after all.
Are you?
I mean, why not look at the reality of what this situation is? The item I came here to acquire is literally in the other room. Quite frankly, you don't stand a ghost of a chance of stopping me. And the only reason I don't just leave with it immediately is because of the likelihood that your backup is who I think it is. Someone that I'm sure you're aware is someone I need to have a very stern conversation.
The only conversation you and I about to have is me sticking my Jordan so far up your ass that you're gonna be puking up Nike logos for a month.
I don't believe there's any need for that kind of hostility.
No need for... After everything you did to me? Are you that damn sociopathic that you don't even know how much it hurt to give up everything for you? Just have you take control of my every fucking move?
Jake, I'm...
No, shut up! You don't get to call me Jake! Not anymore!
I'm disappointed. You were lost. Unable to contend with this inside of you. I helped you let it free. And now my feelings are nothing to you? Is it really that simple for you?
You tossed my feelings aside first.
I don't want to do this. Not to you. Step aside, Jake.
No, and I told you, you don't get to call me Jake anymore. We're not close like that anymore.
You would do that to
Someone I love. Yes. Mr. Shore, I can imagine that you, of all people, would understand that sometimes an objective is more important than personal feelings.
Don't give me that, you sick fucking monster. Let's not pretend that you don't already know that Jacob told me everything about the way that you treated him. So it'd be no surprise to me that, in spite of saying how much you love him, you would...
Don't you ever try to tell me what I do and do not feel. You say that as though I killed him. I didn't. I could never. I have no qualms about killing his new boyfriend, though.
Boyfriend... Wait a minute. You seem to have a couple of things confused. I'm just a friend of Jacob's.
Then why the hell are you even...
Okay, you apparently missed the part of social interaction where friends care about other friends. Besides, this is both business and personal. You are still a criminal.
You know what? None of this actually matters. Point of the situation. I have what I need. I'm leaving. Get in my way, and you die.
Pretty sure Boone's gonna be pissed about all this.
Ah! Fuck!
Jacob! Relax, don't get up too... Okay. Doesn't look like anything too serious, luckily. How are you feeling?
Where is he?
I saw he went that way down the road. You need to relax. We're not chasing after him like this. You were right about how dangerous he is. I called for people to pursue. I know.
Hold up. Wait a second. You said that way?
Yes? Jacob, please tell me you're not thinking of going after him after that.
Henry. Ah. Fuck. I kinda have to.
Are you kidding? Like shit you do. Jacob, you're probably gonna recover just fine, but you are very clearly hurt.
No. H-Man. That's the way I came from. Which means I gotta go that way to get home. And that's also where my boyfriend is coming from.
Shit. Okay. You stay here. I'll go after him.
Hold up. Nah, Henry,
Jacob, save it. You're in no condition to handle this yourself. I know you want to, but I'm perfectly capable of handling the physical stuff myself if need be, okay?
Fine. But one, just one more thing. Fuck. The god that's with Boone.
I know who that is.
Okay. Who is it?
You certainly seem to be in, all right.
You.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Have we met before?
No, you probably wouldn't recognize me. Ryland's Diner ring a bell, though?
Rylands. Yes, I remember Rylands. That was years ago. It was where I met...
Jake. I remember that day real well. Real well!
You don't say. You know, he tends to be very selective with people that he allows to call him Jake.
Yeah, and he told me exactly how you lost that privilege. I knew something was up with your sorry ass the second I saw him walking away with you. I should have said something then. I didn't. I really should have, though, and I'm regretting it for every single day of my life since.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You're his new boyfriend.
Okay, see, this is how I know you don't actually care about him. You don't even have any clue what's going on in his life. I'm not new. This has been going on for a while. I guess when you're that detached from reality, based on what he told me, it would make sense that you wouldn't pick up on that, huh? Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. Man. He really took a massive downgrade, didn't he?
Excuse me, bitch? What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Where do I even begin? Oh. Right. Your sense of fashion is atrocious. You've got pink on pink on pink, a little green in there. It's gaudy as hell. And it's quite frankly making my eyes hurt to even perceive you. What else is there? Right. You're not Avacrin like me and Jacob are. You will never understand the types of things that we actually go through. You'll never be able to support him in the same way that another Avacrin would be able to. And third, I suppose that this is the most important aspect, at least for me. You don't deserve him. You are nowhere near strong enough to deserve him. Let alone protect him from someone like me. If you manage to survive this, I would recommend you keep away.
So what did you remember?
To be honest, I don't think I'm 100% sure myself. Enough to know this is a trap.
What? Nah, come on, man. I'm just trying to help you.
Rick Comrades. That's your, like, actual name, right?
Yep, okay, fair enough. You remember that much. Alright. You wouldn't happen to remember why I have such beef with you, would you?
Not really, no. But you're not gonna kill me, I don't think. No. I'm remembering something else. There's information you need from me. And you can't get rid of me until you get it.
Okay, that part you're not supposed to be able to remember. Ariel!
I wasn't expecting this result either. Apparently, breaking the Ouroboros trigger had more of an effect than I thought.
Wait a minute. Ariel? As in Ariel LaFleur.
Oh, the sumbitch remembers me now. That's good. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I definitely remember. Why are you involved in this?
Well, that's a little bit disappointing. I was hoping you'd remember what you took from me.
What are you?
Hey, not to interrupt your conversation, well, absolutely to interrupt your conversation. Ariel, your personal shit is not part of our deal.
Fine. I'll just ask him later. I mean, after all, he's not going to remember what you're looking for if he doesn't remember what he did to me.
I'll be the judge of that, okay? Now then, Boon. I have a couple of questions. You're in what's called a zone of truth. You might already remember what this is, but just in case you don't. You can't lie to me for the next 10 minutes or so. I would recommend that you don't try to give evasive answers either. I want the full truth as far as you remember it. So let's start with a simple question. What's your true name?
Boone? David? I'm not 100% sure what you're looking for when you specify true name like that.
Unfortunately, that gives me the information I need to know. Fuck. Fine. How many idols are there?
I don't know.
Okay. Since you answered like that, you at least remember what they are. That's a somewhat positive answer, at least. Okay. Final question. Where's the 8th seal?
The what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Okay. Still sealed.
I tried to tell you.
Shut up. But, whether I like it or not, the conditions of our deal have been met. And your actions did help make progress. I'll finish up here, and we'll reset with what you want.
Excellent. Thank you.
So, I guess that's it then? Didn't get what you want, so we're just gonna go back to the beginning of this? Again? How many times have you done this?
287. I can't help but notice that you're able to remember through my seals as well. That's interesting. That kind of makes it pointless to reset everything, doesn't it? I think I'll be a little bit more selective this time. Besides, with what's been going on outside, aftermath to that should be pretty fun now, shouldn't it?
violence. All you want from me is a path that leads to silence. Never really going back to before all the violence. All you want from me is a path that leads to silence. Never really going back to before all the violence. All you want from me is a path that leads to silence. Never really going back to before all the violence. All you want from me is a path that leads to silence. You could change all you want. I'll be the last one standing here when all is done. Ready for another round. You could change all you want. I'll be the last one standing here when all is done.
What is it, Niles?
Got good news. You know that proof you were looking for? That the guy I was offering to hire out to you was going to be the right one for the job? Well, he should be here with the proof in about 30 minutes or so.
30 minutes, huh? That's a pretty fast turnaround. Not concerned about any interference from a certain wolf-headed vigilante?
Turn on your TV. The breaking news should be coming through any minute now.
Huh. All right. I'll be there in 2 hours.
Excellent. Wonderful. I'll make sure to let Mr. Stormblood know that he likely has some more work waiting.